So, welcome to the first VOD review of Musclenauts. Today we'll be going over the flex match that we played together. It was our first game ever playing together, so there are some things to clean up, obviously. Um, One thing I want to note is that by 22 minutes in the game, we were only down 2,000 gold. Um, it unfortunately fell apart from there, mostly due to me. But being down 2,000 gold at 22 minutes with a Vladimir and the 1v9 potential he has, um, plus the mid game or late game engage from Ornn and the late game peel from Leona and the poke and safety of Ashe. With all of this, we have the potential to win this game, I think. I think some changes in the game would have helped made that possible. So I'm going to go over that in this VOD. Um, First, I want to note top lane. I've been watching a lot of Ornn VODs so I can try to better understand what happened here. So I'm going to start by playing this. Um, so in this particular matchup, Ornn versus Darius, Ornn is at a pretty big disadvantage because he's got pretty long spell cooldowns, 8 seconds for his Q, um, and he's also uh, only have an escape on his E, his 15 seconds cooldown Searing Charge, whereas Darius, his cooldowns are also long, but his auto attacks also apply his passive, which are a dot effect, essentially 5 seconds of bleeding damage. So we already know early on, levels 1 through 2, Darius just hard wins. Most Dariuses will try to walk up on an Ornn and apply passive stacks, get the bleed going, get the Ornn behind, or force them to use potions. So here we want to make sure that we see Ornn stay a safe distance away. We don't know. Actually, I think we do know that Darius started Q because um, I think he uses it here. But, oh god. So right there we see he uses Q. So we know that you can't be pulled in. You've got 10 seconds essentially to make it a move here, pick up some CS. So you're playing pretty safe. You don't really have to, but he also had level 2 advantage, so it's good to stay away from here. So of course he goes in for this, and you gotta get out as soon as you can. He only applies 3 stacks, but you've got potions. I think you got the rune page I would go for. Total Biscuit's always great for this matchup. Now you're level 2, you're working, and you've got the lane freeze, so you've got a pretty safe position. You essentially want him to use his spells on the wave or trying to get you. Yeah, so this is perfect. You just use Q. All he can do is apprehend you. So this is a great time to pick up these minions. I'm going to turn this off. So another Q used, so he's basically useless, and you're level 3. So at level 3, this lane changes quite dramatically. Whenever he uses Q or even W, he's suddenly put himself at a disadvantage. You can actually go in with uh, Bellowing Blows, I think, yeah, Bellows Breath and Volcanic Rupture, getting your auto attack passive, which does the extra damage, or not, I don't think it's actually a passive on one of your spells, but you can put down, 150, 200 damage with a trade, and then if he apprehends you, you just E back to your turret. You get out of there, so he can't apply any stacks, essentially. This is essentially Ornn's trade pattern into Darius, because Darius wants to trade for a long period of time and apply lots of stacks of his passive, and Ornn wants to get some damage down so that he can play more aggressive once Darius is half health or so. So in this instance, we're watching Darius to see if he uses Q and W on the wave, and then we want to use our Q and W to trade with him, and E when he apprehends. E to get out of the fight, essentially. So we'll be looking at opportunities for that to happen. So he's totally frozen. He's actually, he can't do anything, so he's going to go try the Bother Echo because he just can't do anything. And you're last hitting here, so it's holding this freeze for a little bit longer. So what you're doing here, I don't know if you did this on purpose, but when you're doing this right here, you want to protect these minions because um, he cannot fight you with this many caster minions. Like, this is a really good trade for you. The Q didn't really help there, but yeah, walking back in didn't help you there. But he's now getting hit by all these minions. You see all those lines. Look at that. He just lost 200 health just from minions. That's perfect. Now, letting him clear these was kind of suspect because you want these to crash in the turret, give you a free chance to reset. But now you're back in the same position where you're freezing him at your turret. His Q heals for so much, so does Doran's shield, but you're in the same position. You're waiting for him to use his Q and W. So yeah, so Q's right here. You wanted to dodge that. You E'd in so he can apprehend you here. So you had to flash, yeah. So was not great to use E into the fight. You want to use the Q and then W and auto attack and then E out of the fight before he apprehends or after immediately when he apprehends. Um, you wouldn't be in this position if you had protected those minions a little bit better when he had came back to lane. If you had, because he uses Q right here, right before that, he walks back in the lane and Qs these melee minions, um, which is fine. You don't want to get hit by the Q, so you don't want to force it. But once the Q is down, this is a great time to engage. He just used it. I think he actually just missed that melee, so this is perfect. You know, hopefully, yeah, you have Q and W. You should be standing right on top of your minion right here. QW, auto attack, E out, because he's going to try to apprehend and W you. But essentially, you're going to lay down 200 damage, and he's going to think again about, like, can he really step up and try to get these minions when you're full health and you just traded 200 on me? I didn't get to do anything. So this would have been a perfect opportunity to trade. This is called, I think if you've watched other stuff, it's called trading stance, standing on your minions and trading at opportunities when you have them. So when he uses Q here, all he has really is W, because if you save your E for his E, his apprehend, you can get out of a fight, which makes it difficult for him to stack his passive. So stand on this minion, QW, auto attack when he's slowed, and then E out when he apprehends. Or you can E out early, and if you hit him, that's just extra damage. But instead, he walks up, he gets this minion. You've used Q but didn't W, and now you're Eing in, so we already know that he has apprehend to hold you in a fight. You're going to lose half your health right here. But the minions make it salvageable because you got so many minions here. He's going to try to keep fighting you. So, and now you're caught up. So basically, you can see the surplus of minions. It's unfortunate that you have the bleed applied here. It'd be nice if you had E to get out of the apprehend so that you can protect these minions, but now that he's got this bleed on you, you have to step off, and he can shove this again. But in an instance where you had traded with him earlier, and he was now afraid to step up with minions, you could protect these. You essentially just last hit these, and then crash this giant wave in the turret, and that's basically giving you a back timer. That gives you a free chance to to teleport to base and walk to lane. Don't even have to use teleport because he's going to shove back into you. And it's a free buy, free health reset, free mana reset. Maybe even boots just to get out of his Q range. Would have been a great chance there. So I'm going to zoom back out of this. Already know that you use flash to get out of his apprehend here. So now you're in a pretty tough spot. You want to reset. That's the goal here. You're too low health. You can't step up. If he apprehends you, when your E is down, you're dead. If a jungler comes right now, they could dive you, potentially. So your entire goal here is to reset. And I think you can do that by clearing these minions and backing immediately. So you didn't quite clear them fast enough. So if you had used like QWE to clear them as fast as you could, you would have time to back, and then you can teleport on the casters or the turret and be back right in this position. The lane's a little bit frozen, like right here or something. Um, Unfortunately, didn't clear it quite fast enough, and you're kind of stuck in lane here. So you gotta clear these again, and then try it again. Um, so I'm pretty sure you're not in a terrible position here. You've used all your potions. Actually, you still have a corrupting pot, and he has no potions, or not a corrupting pot. You could potentially pop your biscuit, buy, you probably have some amount of gold, you could buy a ruby crystal, essentially. And then you'd be healthy enough to protect all of these minions and try to get this shoved into turret. See, right now he's going to try to clear this and push it into turret. Actually, he's last hitting. But if you had popped the biscuit and made this whatever you're making here first, and then pressure with that trade stance I told you about earlier, with the using QW when he uses a Q or W on the wave and saving your E for his E, you would be able to push this into tower again and get another free reset. Just because I guess his Orin's health regen is really high. So you've got 2 biscuits now, so you've got a health advantage on this guy, and you're not able to really do anything with it because you're holding on to these biscuits. So he's backing, so now you should know he hasn't been here for a while. Push this. Just you push hard. W, E, Q, everything. Um, Hopefully by now you've realized it, because you've got 3 casters plus your entire wave meeting his wave, so when this meets in the middle of the map, you're going to have 3 extra casters, which means it's going to push. When you have extra minions, it's going to push. Um, the only case in which it won't push is if it's like if the lane is kind of far off, like not aligned with river. You consider like the river, if it's in this area, this chunk, any minion surplus is probably going to push it unless someone's last hitting and touching it. If it's outside of that river area, you need about 4 minions for it to push. So you've got 3. And we know it's going to meet about right here. So this is going to push. And if you reset, you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because you already know he's walking back to lane. He just reset. So he's going to catch this wave, and he reset on a cannon wave, so it's the most difficult to clear because the cannon's got so much health. Um, so you wanted to push this in and get this into his turret, so he at least lose like a melee, maybe. But right here, I think he's just back. Like, actually, don't know. You still have the potions. You really want to reset your corrupting pot because he just reset his potions and he got phage. So he's gonna be getting on top of you more. He's gonna, with phage, you also probably want boots to go instead of the cloth armor. But you've got a corrupting pot you could refill, and a TP. And with this pushed, you don't really want to step up on him unless you can really dodge his Q or W. So it'd be great to have pushed this in, reset, walk back to lane as he pushes it back this way. Because when the lane is over here, you're going to be safer, of course. It's easier to make those E mistakes here. I don't understand what happened there. I think maybe you realized you were in a bad position, kind of pushed up in the lane a little bit. He's not really trying to freeze. He's sort of freezing. He's kind of attacking the wave. So I don't understand here. I don't know what the goal was here. You're pretty low on mana. You really need to reset, get your potions back, reset your mana. and I think you've got QWE. You could QW the wave and try to clear it, and E out when he apprehends you. But he can just walk you down because he has Ghost too. He can just pop Ghost and walk you down the lane because you're in a really bad spot. Like he can kill you right now, which is why you're afraid to step up. But you really need to get out of this. Like this is a situation where you should be calling jungler to help you break this freeze he's got going on. See, you E out. See, he's popped Ghost. See, you E in. He's already popped Ghost. You're in a really bad position. You're probably gonna die here just from the bleed itself. Yeah, game over. So, um, in this position, you really wanted to back before this point. You want to get your pots, your mana. You wanted to save your E for his apprehend, because he has Ghost and the dot effect. So as soon as he starts this fight with you, you know he wants to kill you. So use E, so you need to get out of here and walk out. Especially when you see his pop Ghost, like he knows this is time to kill him. So missed opportunity to get away free. Good TP, get that experience back. Push that to tower. He's resetting, he's not there, so you want to push this really fast. See, because you didn't push it quite fast enough, you had to come back here again, but that still works out. Actually, so you've got, hopefully you're building boots here. You got a little bit of a CS disadvantage, and I think that's because of the freeze he had on you. When he froze you over here, you weren't able to get all those minions, and that's just a product of wave management, making it difficult for you to step up on him, because once he starts a fight with you, it's easy for him to stay on you because Ghost. Um, you were doing much better CS-wise when the lane was frozen over here, and that's the goal. You want to keep it frozen. You can't keep a lane frozen forever, so having it frozen here made it so that he could get it frozen over here, and that's the part of a jungle or backing, like reset timing, is to make it so that when it's frozen over here, he's not really benefiting from the freeze. He's not able to fight you. He's not getting to back. He's basically just sitting there and getting his experience over you. So once getting the freeze down, he's able to chase it down the lane. And here, you've got a 27 CS deficit. So it's not terrible. The kill is what really hurts here. But you're not in a position where your lane is over. I don't think. So we're already at 11 minutes, so the laning phase is practically over on this, and we haven't, it's been a pretty docile lane. There's no jungler interactions here. And even the team golds were only down 1,000 gold. Great trade. Perfect trade. That was beautiful. Like, we're going to watch that again, because I don't know if you knew what exactly was going to happen there, but he really wants to get that plate. And your Q here is perfect. Zones him off the wave. Perfect. He walks right into the Q. You can E, W, auto, passive, and he got turret shots because you cleared the minions. So it's a bit unfortunate there. Essentially, I think you ulted when all your spells were on cooldown, so you really had no follow-up to this ultimate. So you couldn't Q, you couldn't E, you couldn't W, and auto attack. If you had all of that right then, he's dead, right? He's in the air, he can't Q while he's in the air, so he can't heal with the Q. But unfortunately you started the ultimate there while all your spells were on cooldown, and you were unable to follow up with it. Actually, where did your E go? Your E's on cooldown. So you used E while he apprehended, and you have to use it before or after. So it's an unfortunate timing on that. So so you got the Q heal, you got the apprehend, you lost your E, your Q still on cooldown. So all you've got is W and flash. And he's got ultimate, which really sucks because he didn't use it in that first fight. Oh. Yeah. Now, if you had E still, let's assume you have E still after this interaction. You still have E, and like you don't use it on this apprehend situation. You've just used Q, you've got W, E, and no ult. You're doing the right thing, walking to turret. Yeah, that's pretty tough. Right there, we know that he's queuing before, like, the position that he's queuing from, there's no way he can hit you, right? So I do this on Vladimir a lot. I'll use E on a wave, or oh, even away from a wave. Like, he's using Q right here, you know, there's no way this guy's gonna hit you. So you can think, oh, this guy's a fool, what's he doing? Or you can think, like, he's probably got flash and he wants to go for a dive. That's what's happening here. And I do this with Vlad all the time. I'll be Eing over here while the enemy stands here, and I'll flash with my EN, EQ, ult, Q, W, ignite, and it's over. So this is what he's doing right here. He sees a kill opportunity. He thinks his ult can kill you with the bleed effect and a Q, and he's winding it up. So I'm not expecting you to be able to reaction flash this, but this is what essentially was happening in his brain. He knew he could flash in on this. If you had E, you would cast it right now because you've got terrain to hit him against, and that would knock him in the air. I don't think you would get it down before his ultimate because he was spamming the ultimate right after. Yeah, but actually, I don't think it would have done anything. You would have needed ultimate too. So you're pretty far away from 10 too. Yeah, so I think you're dead here no matter what. But if you had E, E would have knocked him up, giving you a chance to do ultimate. You could probably call ultimate right here while he's, um, like if you were able to know that he was gonna flash in on you, like you saw his Q, he's like, oh, he's gonna flash, you would call your ultimate. And then when he flashes in, you E, and when your ultimate comes, you hit your ultimate into him, and he's stuck under turret for at least, 4 seconds. I don't know if the turret would kill him, but that would probably be your best option. So by now, it's 12 minutes in the game. He's got 2 kills on you and over nearly 100 CS. So this lane is basically over lane-wise. Like you can't really ever step up on him. Trading with him is now ineffective. Um, you need your jungler essentially at this point, which we do. I do want to talk about that gank that we did do top. Um, so again, all good. He's just going to keep shoving into you. So here, I think we were telling you that we're coming top. And I really, when I watched this replay after our game, this was the play that I realized, like, there's enough here for us to work with, right? If you don't remember what happens next, this is a beautiful 3-man gank. So he flashes, or he ghosts, and you hit this perfect. He walks unknowingly right into Echo W. Perfect, right in the air. Frozen for 3 seconds from your ult and Echo's W. My ult Q, E, his ghost, he tries to Q, but it's not going to be enough, and he's dead. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Exactly what we needed, right? Because that's 800 gold we just got from him. Most of it on Echo, who is behind a little bit level-wise. Um, so it's great. So you get to push in. I think setting up more of these plays would have been great. Like whenever your ultimate was up, you could have called Echo for that W. Um, if I had TP like I was supposed to this game, I could have teleported up at some point. But after a certain amount of time, you'll need jungler help. I think just opening our communication helps with that. So that's my comment on that. Um, there'll be a little bit more for Ornn stuff at the end of this, so I'll put a timer down for like everyone in general for you to skip ahead. But now I'm going to move on to jungle. So you buff, Gromp, buff, Scuttle, and you're looking for info where Shyvana is. So you're going for the Scuttle here. Don't mind it, because we got Ashe and Leona coming. They should be helping you clear this. Yeah, in the smite battle. I think that's a pretty unfortunate play because bot lane was pushed in a turret. Um, Ashe ends up getting most of this experience anyway, but it's a bit unfortunate still. Pretty easy clean. Easy clean. I had to use flash to get out of his W, but you did your part. I'll watch that one more time. I don't know why he's stepping up when you just walked over a ward. Yeah, too easy. I will say that Set was not a very good player. He died in lane several times. Gromp, very, very powerful camp right now. They did a really good job warding. I'm not... I just saw that ultimate top, so I think this would have been a great jam to gank top. I think Darius... Actually, no, never mind. That was the first ult. That didn't... So, I don't know why you're skipping chickens here. Chickens are up. You can clear them pretty easily because your area effect and stun. And Gromp is up, so that's a great one. If you had cleared one camp, they wouldn't have saw you on that ward. But here you are for Dragon. I think this doesn't go well for us. Yeah, Shyvana ults in. So I'm gonna go back here a second. I think I might have called for this dragon fight because I was missing my mid laner, and I thought, let's get dragon. Um, but I think that was a dumb call by me because the mid laner's coming back, so he's gonna be there. And we didn't start it immediately. Like if we had started it 10 seconds ago, 8:32, then yeah. But we're late. Bot lane's missing, mid lane's missing, jungle's missing. Top just died, so he can't teleport in. And this ward just caught us all. So we need to back off pretty hard. So I don't think we really deserve to lose this fight. I mean, we're even in gold. Set did just buy, so he is up a little bit in gold value. Okay, that's a big deal. Warhammer versus two long swords. Pretty big deal. Pretty big difference. That would explain why MF was able to kill me and Echo pretty easily. So here, I don't have Ignite or Flash, but queuing the Shyvana isn't great. Also, we're missing a Leona. I think you were clearing a ward? Yeah, you were clearing a ward. I don't think the ward is of any importance here, but we should know that she's not with us. I use Q just because I need to get the heal, but W's down. Oh, you threw it way over here. That is one problem with echoes. Like I do this a lot as echo, is you often are very ambitious with the W. You're like, oh, I can go in and pressure them into my W and be good. But we don't have the engage they do. Like our only front line here really is Leona, and she's not in front of us. And they have Set and Shyvana, so we have to play defensively here. We have to kite them out. Like it'd be great. Like this ult on MF is great because if I can W soon enough, she gets no damage on anyone. Whereas if you're popping W here, Shyvana's chasing into you, you get a 2-second stun on her. Leona and Ashe can kill her without taking any more damage. I'm trying to get away from Set, and you guys can help me here. So I think this W is a pretty difficult thing to recover from because this is Jungle Echo's skill. It is a 2.25-second cooldown or stun, and this early in the game, that's huge. Leona comes in to try to save you with her CC, which is great. The only problem is because her CC's down, she can't use it on Set, and now I'm in trouble. So I think very easily if that W was here defensively on Shyvana and Leona saves her CC for Set, I live here. And if I live here, I get to walk this way and just Q sustain offset while Ashe kills him. You got 14 more seconds. You don't have any spells. Ashe is low on mana. Leona goes in. So she's stunned. Yeah, ultimate from Leona there. The difficult with this thing with this is cooldowns are hampering Echo. Like, and he's not 6. Ashe is low mana, and I'm dead. At this point, the fight is lost. The salvage opportunity here is if there's somehow like Echo's here, and there's understanding that we have to get the MF and kill her, and then just deal with whatever happens after that. But once Leona goes in, no one's able to follow up. So Echo's too far away. Ashe is being chased down. If Echo is able to E on MF and get a passive stack on her, and Ashe is just like, fuck Set, I don't care, I'm gonna walk up to him. or walk past him and get on MF. If you all three made that same decision at the same time, MF is dead. Very clearly dead. Um, I think the rest of the fight would then depend on Echo. I mean, he's still got cooldowns, so like I don't know how he could E on MF, but if he was at least here, he could walk up. The ignite on the Morgana here is not great. We definitely want to use it on the MF because she's the damage source. She's got that Caulfield Warhammer. So E is finally up, but you took out about 200 health, 250 health off Morgana. If she was 250 health less, she'd have 200 health, and I think your passive would probably kill her. 440, 430. Right there. 204 health. So your passive, if Leona had ignited and focused all her spells on MF, she'd be dead right here. You'd also still be dead because Morgana would just auto attack you and kill you. But um, you still have a full health set. Even maybe not if Ashe is able to. It's a very difficult position. Once I think it really just comes down to that first W, very ambitious W that was very aggressive. If it was to back here, things have an opportunity to come out better for us. So I think that's done. We're done talking about this fight. So jungle's still up. You get Gromp. Clear some. Yeah, it's great. Good fight. Oh, maybe not. I thought we won that fight. Why didn't we win that fight? So he does that. W's perfect here. Two-man stun. It's supposed to be two-man stun. Ah, we only lose there because you don't get the passive proc on Shyvana. We already know you do 250 damage with your passive proc because that's what you did to MF. So if you hit that last auto, she's dead. Like I auto attack her if she's got like 4 health. Unfortunate. I think there was some hesitation. I think in a fight like this, Set isn't really a damage dealer, so I definitely think Shyvana was the target here because she does all the damage. She's got the full runic echoes. And they're like when she was stunned, if we had attacked her then, that would have been a good chance to get an extra damage into her. Stack your passive. Yeah, right here. He's not in stun, so you should be attacking her. Get that stack. Then your ult. Then my E, my Q. So even right there, you auto attacked him once. If you would auto attack to her, then your ult would have packed your passive, and you would have killed her right there with Dark Harvest. Instead, she levels up, heals, and I can't do anything anymore. I got a flash to get away. So that one's just about target management. When she was done, she was the damage source. Gotta kill her, and then we can deal with Set afterwards, because Set's already behind. So we'll just keep going. So I killed Set so we can get this dragon. Clear some vision. You got Scuttle, Ground, blue buff. You guys really wanted... Oh, okay. That's a good one, too. Free kill. I think he has a shutdown. No, he didn't, because I killed him earlier. But you still got your blue buff and Gromp and your top side of the river, so you should be going Gromp, blue, chickens, red. I don't like this back. You're If you're going to head to top for Rift Herald, you still want to clear the Gromp because it's the most valuable camp. So I would blue Gromp, and I would even pick up Wolves and then back, because you don't want to come back to the bottom of this map until the dragon's back up. So you missed out 2 camps there. What'd you buy? Runic Echoes. 2 camps. I don't know how much gold you have on you, but it could have been something. Amp Tome. And this is the 3-man top. That was just beautiful. Yep. So, I don't know why I haven't had. So right there, we just saw Shyvana. So we know that you can clear this without smite. And now that you know she's bot and there's no dragon, the call here, like I did it, the call here is take these camps. So I saw her bot and I was like, fuck Shyvana, I'm taking her camps. So I walk in and take her camps. You should be in here taking Gromp and Wolves and leaving me blue, essentially. Actually, no, I think I told you to catch mid, so this is good too. And I'll take the camps. A bit backwards. I don't know why. I think I just really wanted that blue buff. And then I can kill Darius here, because he does that weird jump over the ledge. Easy. So we got 2 turrets there. We lost 2 turrets though. So here, we've got 4 bot, and we have teleport top. So we should be telling Ornn, hey, play very safe, get ready to TP, because we want this dragon. Right? That's the goal. I'm getting this turret. I'm trying to pull someone to me, which I successfully do. But because until they actually get on dragon, we're pretty safe. So our goal here should be having vision of everything so we can see her. I don't know why she threw that down. I think just to start it. So we start clearing the vision. We'll pull dragon here, and then I think we just start it because Set's bot. Yeah, you should be starting it right now because Set's on me. Why does it reset? Why does it reset? It walks from here to here because it knows Shyvana's coming. Like, fucking bitch-ass dragon. Um, yeah. We lose that just because we lose Echo. If we have Echo ult, he probably ults right here. And everyone can kind of get out with some Qs and stuns. Unfortunate. At this point, pathing was a little bit sloppy, but Shyvana's level 10 too, so like, what's the diff? Um, you just really can't walk up on Darius because he's 14. Even maybe even set, I'm not sure. Um, at this point, it's 22 minutes. That's all I really have to cover. Just actually, you know what? I didn't actually really see you gank. I'm gonna talk about bot next. So there was something I was saving for bot, but I want to talk about it with you as well because there's something about this team comp that is amazing for Echo, and that is the crowd control setup for his W. And Leona or Ashe can set up an amazing fight for you. So this is all fine. You're level 3. You don't have much to really work with here. You need Ornn ult, Ashe ult, or Leona really good engage. So you're farming up. You're getting that dragon. Really good. Chickens would have been good. Since we have vision on Baron, chickens, scrump would have probably gotten you to level 6 for this fight, which would have been really good for you. That's the other thing. I'm going to talk about that fight right there one more time. So we talked about how the W over here was aggressive, but essentially, whenever you're in a fight, your W needs to be reserved for when someone else already has CC on it. So in this situation, that's Ashe ult or Leona stuns. So you launch it here before the fight even starts. And as soon as Leona stuns this, a W right here would have been perfect. Because he wants to go in, you can stun him, they walk in for no reason, Leona ult, or even a W here. Setup for W is amazing for Echo. It's like the whole reason you play him in jungle is for CC setup. You ganked me mid 2-3 times. That's really good. It's the hardest lane to gank, but also that set was really dumb. So it was free kills. You know what? Right here. I don't... Leona's in a bad spot, but if Leona was here... Let's see. So you stun too early. Stun as an engage when you have a Leona and Ashe aren't great. But as soon as she clears this ward, you've got your blue buff, you should be coming down here, like, immediately. You know this control ward is here, you just walk right here, and we're waiting for Ashe ult to start a fight. So, you're backing, let's say you're right here in this bush. Ashe has ultimate, Leona doesn't, but Ashe has ultimate. So we're looking for MF, like right now. Ashe ult onto MF when she's going for this creep. Right here. She wants this creep. Ashe ult, Echo W, Leona Q, I think it is. Nope. Leona E, Zenith Blade. She's stunned for 6 seconds, and she's dead with your passive stacks and Ashe auto attacks and her basic, I think her Q auto reset. She's just dead. And I think we didn't really communicate that when we were playing. Ashe ult sets up CC. That's what it's for. If you can, it's a pick tool. It is one of the best pick engage tools in the game. We know she wants this minion, so she's an easy shot. She's stunned for several seconds at this point. What is it? up to 3.5 seconds. Um, then the Leona E can go in. Your W can get there after a shortened amount of time. The only question for you is, can you dodge Morgana binding with Q or E? Um, but in this situation, you should have ganked. Should have set up the Ashel. That's a free kill, and I think she's got a bounty. 150 gold. Yeah. Would have been a great shutdown and tied this game back up. I think just that's my only other note. So now we'll go on to bot. Okay. So bot lane, this is a kind of a tough matchup because Morgana and MF are poke, right? And there's really nothing Leona can do except for an all-in. And Ashe doesn't have any sort of item advantage. And they have a lot of damage. So their goal is to poke you before a fight so that you cannot all-in, right? So the goal of this lane is to avoid bait out the poke so that they use their mana and then set up the wave in a way that it's pushed towards you and they have a long lane to deal with, and Echo or Vlad or even a Ornn TP could come in with like a ward here, come in and punish their lane mistakes. So you don't get any mana there. There's some mana there, but you kind of set yourself up for that Q on that minion. So MF wants to find minions that she can Q and hit you with that bullet. So if she were smart, she'd be setting this minion up. She had auto-tech that once, she could have Q and hit you for like 250 or something, or 100 or something. Unfortunate. Morgana's not throwing out much right now. She's trying to save her mana, I guess. So most of the poke here is coming from MF. It's coming from her Qs. And you're already half health, half mana, and you're missing some health. I think a better job avoiding the Q or any sort of poke from these two would be going a long way here. Still the goal is to get level 3. Actually, the goal is to get level 6, because that's when your all-in is the best, right? So here, you should be playing back a bit more, because they're full health, full mana, and they have a minion advantage. So you have your 6 minions to their 9. Pretty bad situation. If you auto-attack either one of them, you have 5 casters attacking you, and that's going to spell a whole lot of trouble for you. So hopefully... So you go for the caster minion, you get really bad poke, and I think because Morgana gets the soil down, I think Grim thinks that's a fight starting, and he starts this fight. If you two have been saying, hey, we don't want to fight here, we don't want to fight here, I think this avoids this all-in right here, because you're on the same page at that point, like, we don't want to fight, they have too many minions, we're kind of already half health, we want to let the lane push to us and farm under turret. That's what we want to do. Instead, Morgana goes for the soil, and it looks like a fight, so Grim kind of goes in, and I think this turns out poorly for you. Yeah, MF goes for you, like she's supposed to, and then you die. Leona's able to get the kill here. But MF has 2 kills. And now she's set up to have this bounty, I think, for the rest of the game. He didn't die, that's good. So 1 for 1, but not on the right people. Because MF becomes the main problem in this game, right? Darius is, of course, tough to deal with, but he's mostly tough to deal with because we can't kill him fast enough, while MF does all the damage. And that starts there, in that lane, that fight, I think. So, yeah. We know that MF got that kill on Ashe, so her buy is going to be better than Ashe's. So the goal here is to shove, because we know that when MF comes back to lane, she's going to have the better purchase, right? You got two long swords. You're probably unhappy with the two long swords, like, man, I really wish I was in lane longer to get a BF sword or whatever. You know that she's probably going to have plenty to get something much better. So the goal is shorten the lane. Don't let her walk you down. Don't let Morgana Q you. You avoid all poke at all costs. And the best way to do that here is to shove so that this gets into their turret. And they have a... It'll get caught here for a moment, but you can use W to farm, and then they'll slowly push back to you. And when they slowly push back to you, you'll be safe for as long as you can trim it, and they don't push too hard. So you should be shoving. Like, hey, Leona, shove this with me. You wouldn't want to be using spells, Leona, because you got a peel, but gotta shove. So this is all a waste of time right here. So now you're in lane. Now that you're here, it's no longer time to shove, because the goal is MF is she's gonna attack something, right? She's gonna push. So you're gonna be last hitting here. Hopefully you don't do anything else. So MF is slowly pushing. Don't attack the cannon because we want it to push. So now they're poking you guys. So they're pushing still, but your cannon's pushing too fast. So now you're frozen here. This is bad. MF is pushing though, so it's fine. Don't like the W there. I know you're trying to get poke damage, but we already established that they're ahead of you, so any poke you do on them is pretty useless right now. Because if they start a fight, you're dead, and you need the mana to get like the slows so that you can walk out of the fight. So slowly pushing to you. Finally, it's in the middle of the lane. You're sitting a little bit pretty now. You're a little bit short mana and health, but not terrible. They're going to be continuing to look for poke, so you got to look for these minions they set up. So now you're in a position where it's crashing, and they are going to try to poke you under turret, presumably, or look for dragon. So, pretty good. Clean up under turret. Trying to get that Q on you. Gotta be careful about that. Now they're, like... I don't know why they're afraid. It's pretty bad. Actually, that was just good by them. Poke damage, that's what they're trying to go for right now. You can't all end them if they poke you. I think using W there to try to shove was a mistake because you're already low mana and you want to save that for this dragon fight. So just be a bit more conscious about mana usage. We already covered this fight. Without mana, you can't do much here, but good. You go for the Shyvana, you get the kill. You're here, but once you see that Leona ult, you know, okay, MF is the main problem here. If she's going in on MF, I gotta get there to kill her, and hopefully Echo can come with us as well. Set is scary, but with Vlad dead, with me dead, and Leona going in, their best shot is killing MF, right? Because she's the damage source. She has all the damage. Now, if Echo had gone on set, he just would have died before he got this passive off, because MF is just auto-attacking him to death. So the only thing he can do is MF. And if you're there, of course, you would have got that kill. So again, you're trying to catch all this wave. I'm not sure what's happening here, but she's got... You're pretty even in items. Like, she's clearly got more gold because of the kills. But your items are pretty even. Cutlass and attack speed. The Dirk is earlier power than what you've got, so she's probably going to hit for more because of the Dirk. It's right to dirt. But this fight, walking away from the minions here, I think this is pretty scary. If she gets away, this is really bad. Oof. Oof. Oh no. And you lose a lot of stuff here from this wave. You get a good chunk of it though, so that's not so bad. I'm not sure why that fight was started though. Maybe one of you can tell me why. Because we got all these minions you're losing. You still get the experience for most of it, so it's not so bad. If you got the kill, that would have been so much more worthwhile. But now you're in danger. The lane is set. It's pretty safe time to back. You may not want to because of like item stuff. Like you wanted to save up gold. Definitely want to back. I think you backed a little late there. I think it was for Dragon though, so I think that's fine. Now we know that you should have gotten a kill here on the MF because we know Echo is such a great ganker when he has CC set up and you have ult. Like you have the best engage tool in the game, so you're working with Echo to set up a gank here. That's the best call. He's telling you, I got blue, hold on. But as soon as he gets back here, you're waiting for that right time. And I think as Ashe, you should be making that call like, hey, I have ult, let's get some CC set up and get this kill. Because you as the ADC have the most experience with like knowing what you can kill, what kind of damage you can do. You know that you have a pretty good engage tool to use. So oof. I think that's pretty suspect because we've got 3 top. We don't know where Shyvana is. We saw her bot last time, and Dragon is coming up. So the idea that oh, she's spell immune for multiple spells. That's stupid. Yeah, I think this basically just comes down to jungle tracking. Like we didn't know where Shyvana was. Starting a fight is the goal here because you're Ashe and you have Ashe ult and all that CC. But we don't know where Shyvana is, and your mid and jungle are top. Definitely the right call though is to be starting fights with ult. We just need more damage here, basically. Yeah, you're half health. You really can't stay here. As soon as she starts pathing up. There's not much you can do about that flash though. I think after 12 minutes it's not really worth giving a life to save a turret. Because turrets just don't do enough damage. But you did get the flash out of Morgana, so that's helpful. But you can see how you died there because Leona wasn't there. And Leona wasn't there because of that fight where Shyvana was sitting in brush. This is good. Dragon resets for stupid ass reason. You go on Shyvana, You put off enough damage so that I can kill Shyvana. You don't have anything here to flash or anything, so that's just kind of a rough spot. You really needed the Leona there, or Echo W to help you get away, but unfortunate, Echo died before he could use ult, and then Leona was stuck in the pit. Life of ADC, right? So I think this is a good call coming mid because no turrets are up, so there's really no safe place for you to stand, so you stand in the shortest lane. This lets Vladimir stay bot because he can get solo experience. Ornn can keep mid top pushed, but once top is pushed, he wants to come mid to protect against the fight because I'm getting stuff down bot. So we know Shyvana's in our jungle. We know Darius' bot. We just saw him. So Ornn should be here pushing this wave once. Actually, I'm going to timestamp this as like overall. So this is for everybody. So here, the goal is to keep Vlad in a lane if we can somehow manage not to lose our turrets. It's very difficult because they're ahead, but we know Darius is bot, so we have 5 coming here, which I think is a good call. It's good that we have 5 here. The goal here is to start a fight, right? We saw Darius bot. We want to kill the MF. She's got a 400 gold bounty. So we're looking for Ornn ult, which is up, Ashe ult, which is up, Leona ult, which is up, my ult, and Echo can go in with an E and get out with ult. So, hopefully you would have blue trinket at this point, because we want to see where they are. We definitely want to be pushing, like, mid-wave right here. We want it to be, like, right here. And look for an opportunity to ult MF, because we know that at best Darius is here. Right? Darius is pushing, so even better for us. At best, Darius is here. Instead, he's here. Which means we can do a 5v3 because Shyvana's here for some reason. And Shyvana can come late, but this is our best scenario right now. Like, all 5 of us mid, we see MF, even if it's just a Leona ult, like you can't get the clear Ashe ult, you Leona ult onto MF, because sure, flash is down. I'm not sure why it's down, don't remember. But we should be here. Leona ult, Echo W, Ornn ult, so it knocks her up. If she flashes or anything like that, tries to get away, misses the W from Echo. And then at some point, Ashe ult, either to secure a kill or to stun set so he can't stop us, essentially. But I think all of us going to jungle here was a mistake. I mean, I'm part of it too. I was part of the group. I should have been like, hey, let's go mid. Because we know Darius is bot. And I'm sitting here like, let's get the Darius. I want to kill Darius. Even though I already can tell that MF is the target. She's got 400 gold bounty, right? Fuck, I missed the EQ. Or EF. I don't think there's anything we can do here. We want to kill the MF. MF just runs away. Something. I don't have Ultra Flash, so there's not really much we can do here. Side lane solo experience is really good. It's probably best to put it on the Vladimir, though. It just really sucks because no one is high enough level. Okay. So this is the fight that ruins everything, right? I go in and I get caught by Set or Darius, I believe. So I think the mistake here is I don't have flash. so I can't really do a whole lot. Like, they have to really mismanage. So it's all about ultimates. And the only ultimate up right now is Leona's, and she's in base. So the entire point of this is Echo and Ashe wave clearing mid. There's no reason to be fighting here. And that's a mistake on my part because I didn't realize that I wasn't thinking about how the fight wins, how we win the fight. I was just thinking about putting down damage. And in that instant, I get the MF flash, but then I get caught in CC and I can't do anything about it. So I think because of the situation, Vlad should be in side lane, pushing side lane until Darius responds. When Darius responds, Vlad rotates, we're all mid, we start a fight. So it's the same scenario as that fight mid I wanted to take, is Vlad pushes side lane until one or two people respond, and then we engage in a fight mid. That's the entire thing. We got such a great engage comp. Ornn ult, come on, it's like the best ult in the game for engages. You follow up with Leona or Ashe ult, or you start with the Ashe ult into the Ornn ult, and then you have W stun from Echo, which is, it's like a Morgana stun if you can hit. It's 2.25 seconds. It's ridiculous. We don't have a whole lot of damage without Vladimir, so you don't want to do like a 4v4 because MF is so fed. But you get the Darius to respond. He's stuck down here. Vlad comes up. 5v4. Should be easy fight. That's the goal. Instead, we send Ashe bot. She gets this wave, which is good for her. She got golden experience from this. But I'm mid, and I'm trying to make a play mid because I'm a dumbass, I guess. And I should be bot. And this ends up what happening. Like, we see the Echo W. Again, Echo W is not great for engage. It's follow-up CC, unless you're in a 1v1 or 2v2 skirmish. But I have Empowered Q coming up. I have E and W still. I have ult. Actually, I don't have W. Wonder what happened there. Well, I'm about to use it, I think. But I have Ignite. Yeah, I use W, and she flashes. She flashed right out of W. So, unfortunate. As soon as she flashes, I should know, fuck, like, I got a flash for an EWQ, but it's now time to get out of here. And I go further in. Yeah. And I get caught. I'm dead. And that's it. From here, you can tell from the blue bar here, that's into Dragon. That's into Inhibitor. That's into Baron. That's into Dragon again. Into Inhibitor and into Game Over. So 4v5 does not go well. They get Dragon. Let's see if there's anything we can do after this point. So they've reset. We see MF top, which means Darius should be mid, right? So we want to have someone bot lane with teleport pushing. So Ornn, you have teleport. When you have teleport, you want to play on the opposite side of the objective that's under duress at the moment. So there's no dragon, so it's just Baron. So Ornn should be bot, collecting solo experience right now and pushing to here or here. And hopefully we have some vision here so you don't get collapsed on. Essentially, you're just pushing to make Darius come bot, or someone else even. Because if Darius is bot, then he can't be at Baron, right? Or he can't be mid, or he can't be top. So the entire goal is to draw people away from the fight, so you can rotate mid and start a fight with ult and Ashe ult and Leona ult right? So that's the play here. I think if we do this, the game gets extended a little bit longer because we know that they get a fight here. I think it's probably my fault again. Um, but for mid or in bot with teleport, he pushes until we don't fight or engage at all. We wait for him to push. Then someone from their team responds. We see someone down bot. Ornn rotates mid, and we start a 5v4 fight, and hopefully we win that. That's the goal here. Instead, I think I start a fight right here for no goddamn reason. So we know there's 4, 5, there's 5 here, and I'm like, you know what? Ashe isn't here, but who cares, right? E, Q, and I use W, ult and W. Get the flash from set. So this isn't so bad, right? MF is already half health. But I don't have flash, and Echo is a little bit off from us. He's doing chickens. If Echo had been here, he could pop W here, because MF and them are going to walk into Leona to get damage down. He goes EQ onto MF, auto attack, passive proc, she's dead. Dark Harvest, dead. So I started a fight without Echo or Ashe, right? So this is my fault. Now Lino's caught thinking I'm in trouble, even though I had W to get out, and she gets apprehended, set ulted, Morgana flashes in, ults. There's the Ashe ult coming in. Now, it looks like you're going for Morgana because she's closest, but we already know that MF is the biggest problem. 400 gold award, she's got the highest kill, she's got all the damage, and she's squishy. Like, this is, you're an assassin, Echo. So, like, pop that W over here a little bit more instead of right here, because she's going to want to auto attack from here, and she'll probably go, like, in this area. So you flash, Q, auto attack, dead, ult out. Massive bounty. And this is the problem. Darius at this point is so fucking fed that we can't kill him. Like, I can't do anything to keep him off of Ashe. Leona's dead, so she's not there to do it because I started a fight that we shouldn't have started. And Ashe is dead because of it. So that's all because she has, look at that, 1Q, ult, dead. That's it. That's all it takes. And that's because she's like level 11, he's level 15. So I started a bad fight. We got the MF, but Darius does so much damage that we lost Ashe, and we didn't have any constant DPS. So unfortunate there. Same scenario, Ashe can't live because not enough peel for her. Ornn, I don't mind this. Like, you should be pushing here. And now that the fight's over, no one but Ashe died, but you should be pushing this some more because you know that they're on Baron. You didn't really need to rotate here. There's no reason to rotate, but being in bot lane is good because you're getting that solo experience and pushing lanes and causing some pressure. And maybe even you can clear some of this jungle if you can, or get Scuttle for the next dragon. Um, if there was a better fight going on here, like if we weren't so far behind, then a TPN would have been good, like TP into that ward, or this ward. But rotating, so now Now there's no objectives, right? So all fights are just fights at this point. Nothing. There's really nothing we can do here. They got Baron. Oh, there is something we can do here. So, again, we have the best engage, like super great engage. So the goal here is to start a fight with layered CC. Now we don't have Ashe ult, but we do have Leona ult. So Leona and Ornn need to be essentially working together at this point. So this is not a great opportunity because it's essentially 4v4, but we're all split up. So if you do this, you want to hit Morgana because that's who we can kill. Instead we get the set. Can Leona follow it up? She could. Does she get him? Nope. Yeah, so just a little bit of a misplay. We wanted to go for the engage, but I don't think it was on set. I don't think it was who we wanted. Because I'm the damage here, and Echo was follow-up, and I was closest to Morgana. We wanted to save that for MF. Because essentially in a fight, we want to kill MF and Morgana. Morgana's hard because she's got Zhonya's. And then we want to peel, Leona needs to peel for Ashe so that she doesn't get one-shot by Darius. So I think this is a very, very difficult spot for us. And I think we just kind of have, yeah, we give up this dragon. The fight's just too difficult. We have to get a pick somehow. Atomization is the next thing. I should have Void Staff because they have Spirit Visage on two mids, the two laners. So I should have Void Staff. I don't know why I don't. I think I really wanted the Zhonya's for some reason. Or the Rabadons because of the Ornn passive. But I definitely needed the Void Staff there. I don't know enough about Leona itemization. I know that Zeke's is pretty strong. You put that on someone who uses ult, right? So you would ult. You put that on someone who ults a lot. Probably me, since I want to start a fight, or Ornn wants to start a fight with his ult. Not on Echo, because his ult is to get out of fights, mostly. I don't know much about itemization there. Damn, her damage is so high. Yeah, I think the game's over there, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I think I'll wait way longer than I was supposed to, so thanks for listening. I'll put timestamps in the chat so it's easier to hear, and I'll try to cut out some of this too because it's super long. But yeah.